Okay, guys, you're locked in with DJ Marx, and we have got a special interview with us today. The man himself, Volney Morgan from the Volney Morgan and New Year group, the multi-award winning international recording group, Volney Morgan and New Year. Volney, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. It's great to have you here on the show, man. You know I'm a fan of you guys already, but it's so great to have you here, man.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here, bro. Absolute pleasure.
I was just thinking to myself, we got the whole pastor, reverend thing. I know you and I spoke once before, and you were saying that,
Mhm.
you're not really too fussed about, if people call you pastor, reverend, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
go with the flow kind of thing. But did you ever imagine like 5, 6 years ago, you would be in that position to say, I'm a pastor?
I think, well, 4 years ago, I was already like a youth pastor, so that was kind of it was already there. Um, so I felt like okay, later on down the line, I'll probably be some sort of pastor. Having my own church though, never saw that. Never saw that at all. I literally thought, you know what, probably pastoring over my mother's church, maybe, but definitely not pastoring over my own church. But yeah, God works in
God
mysterious
has
ways.
plans, man. We can never account for what God is doing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
It's
telling
just
you.
any moment, man. But
Mm,
I have to ask in terms of the comparison, like between you being an artist that goes out and you minister to people.
mm.
How big a change did you find, or how did you find the transition going moving from that into the whole pastor position?
I think the transition was pretty. It felt pretty easy. I'm still pretty much new to the whole being like the senior pastor. I'm new to that, but I think pastoring people has always been a passion of mine. And it's really been from like New Year. Remember, we founded New Year from when I was like 16 years old. So I was kind of leading people from a very young age. And whereas people thought it was just music, it was no way just music. It was
Yeah, yeah,
always having to kind of shepherd over people, like mentally, spiritually, as well as musically as well. So it was like a whole package. New Year was never ever just we came together, we had rehearsal, and that was it. Now it was very much about the spiritual well-being of the members as well. So I felt like from a young age, I was kind of pastoring already. So when it came to what New Year's like 13 years old now, it's like you feel a bit more seasoned in it now. Just now you have to be more, I would say you have to be more attentive because now
yeah,
people are
yeah.
looking at you as their kind of their spiritual advisor in the way where it's like everything they're coming to you for, and they want to kind of know what you think, and whereas before it was like well, we'll talk, but they'll go back to their leadership.
Yeah, yeah.
Now when you're their leadership, it's a different thing. They're coming to you and they want to kind of know what God is saying concerning certain things, and if it's confirmation and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
so yeah, it's been having to be sharper, to be honest.
I need to rewind the track a little bit because I feel like you just dropped something in there that I didn't know. Did you just say that you started this thing when you were 16?
16. Yeah,
Wow. That's crazy, man. I mean, okay, well,
yeah.
did you start this thing in the same kind of position in terms of leading a group, or was you just like part of another group? How did that go?
It was, so we literally just came out of I say I came out of me, my wife, she wasn't my wife at that time.
So you
And
guys have known each other for a while then?
yeah, we came out of secondary school together, so we knew each
Okay.
other from like year 7. So we came
Bro,
out, and I
you need
was,
to write a book, man. It sounds like there's a
listen,
whole like story of the Volney Morgan journey, man.
I'm telling you, in fact, that sounds like a plan actually. It sounds like a plan. But yeah, literally, we came out of secondary school. I said I was going to start a group, and literally, it was I think about 6 of us in my sister's spare bedroom, and we just had rehearsals there. We were just writing songs, laughing, joking, and when the Spirit of God would just come in and fill the room,
Yeah,
He would just take over. So it was like an upper room experience, like just young people coming together to the point where we outgrew it, and then we had to get like we had to go into a hall, and that's where we started having our rehearsals. And from there, it just, you know, God was just having us go like many places in the country, and we saw that, okay, this is actually something.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
just, you know, we're coming together and writing songs and singing music and stuff like that. It was something being birthed. So yeah.
You know, so you started at 16. We're here now in 2020.
Mm.
And one thing that I'll have to say, for me anyway, personally, and I'm sure there's plenty of other people there, especially a lot of your supporters, I found it to be such a strange thing going through the whole of this year and not attending a live Volney Morgan and New Year event, because at least twice a year I'm at one of your events, if not more.
Yeah.
So to not see you guys like live on stage doing your thing, it was like really weird.
Yeah.
But in terms of the whole group and everything else, how have you guys managed this year with the dynamic of obviously the whole change and with the situation that, you know, we're facing in the world right now? You know, just managing the group, coming together, you know, even being able to say, you know, I mean, I would assume that it would probably be a slightly easier for like maybe a solo artist, because they've just got to kind of like focus on themselves, where you guys have to like now schedule like timings and everything else around everything that's going on. So how have you managed to keep the group together and get stuff going in that way?
So literally, we was meant to be doing a tour. We were meant to be doing our Europe tour this year. And obviously, due to COVID and stuff like that, a lot of things kind of got shut down. So it was crazy because we thought, okay, like, obviously, when we first all moved into lockdown, it was kind of thing where it's like, a month, 2 months, we don't see it happening. We see a month and a bit and we're good. And then obviously, like 2 months went by, 3 months went by. Now booking started moving to the end of the year and to the latter part of the year, and we was kind of like, okay, now it's just everything's moved to August, so we know we're gonna have a busy summer. And then it got to the point where it was like, nah, this looks like we're gonna be in this for a while. They started putting in the restrictions, closing down stadiums. So it was a thing for us. We was like, man, like, what does that mean, especially for the tour as well? And luckily enough, a few of our tours, basically tour dates, got moved, and we thought, okay, it wasn't going to happen. But the COVID situation in other countries looked different. So you was able to have more than 30 people in a building, or if it was outside, you was able to have like we done Tivoli Gospel Music Festival this year in Denmark, and that was still able to go ahead as long as people wasn't like shouting, screaming, and basically singing along. They just had to basically clap. They was able to dance, but they wasn't able to like really vocalize a lot of things. So we were still able to actually go abroad and do some amazing stuff, as well as doing workshops. That we kind of turned that one-day event, one-day festival, into like a couple different workshops as well while we was out there. So that was awesome, as well as I was able to still go back out and do an international school of gospel music that I do when I'm doing my workshop stuff. So as much as things over here was shut down completely, around the rest of the world, we were still able to do some stuff. I even ended up going into Poland and doing an event in Poland, which was absolutely dope, because obviously it was the whole social distancing thing. So they had to work it in a way where like the choir members were surrounding this stage, and it looked a bit like Sunday service. So it was like, the vibe was dope, and I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, this was dope. So yeah, I love people that can look at a pandemic and turn it around and turn it into something that's awesome. That's exactly who our God is. Looks at something that looks like chaos and turns it into something beautiful.
That's really
says,
good,
look, let me put the sun there. Let me put the land there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what we have to do in this season. For anybody out there, this is the season to just like look at chaos and be like, how can I work this? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been good.
You know what, you're talking about that. One of the things I noticed at the start of the year was your YouTube videos and the rehearsals and all that kind of stuff. What was the vision behind like sharing those rehearsals with like the public? Because, you know, you don't really see that with a lot of artists, literally giving them the inside scoop, showing them like, you know, anything could have gone wrong with the rehearsals, you know what I'm saying? But you don't really get a lot of people that kind of sharing that. So what was the vision behind letting people get into that kind of intimate thing with you guys?
I think we've always been a group that allowed people behind the scenes of New Year. I think this this case, we was planning our project or our event called Poetry and Harmony. And what we was aiming to do, because just before lockdown, we was meant to have our Poetry and Harmony event, which was kind of like a jazz night kind of thing, where music met poetry, and some of the stuff that we wrote was it just couldn't go on any other album. This was its specific lane kind of thing. So I thought, you know what, people don't kind of, when I said Poetry and Harmony, a lot of people was looking at me like, Poetry and Harmony, bro, you're a choir, like where you going with this? So like we was trying to let little things out to show people this is what it's gonna look like come out. And because already we didn't want it to be like this massive event. We literally wanted about 30 people in the room, and we wanted to teach them the songs as well, so that when it was recorded, it's got the whole room singing, the whole room is kind of involved. So it was already meant to be about 30 people. And then when we were selling our tickets, 30 tickets just went like that. So we was like, okay, maybe 50 people. So 50 went out, 50 tickets, zoop. And I'm like, okay, like we can't add any more, because the venue that we're using is not like one of those venues, and we have a camera team and everything. So we had to kind of be strategic with what we was doing. And then we heard that only 30 people could be in a room. So we was like, it doesn't affect us, we're fine, you know what I'm saying? So it got to that point where I think that just before like total lockdown, we was kind of like, are we gonna do it? Is it gonna happen? And then I just kind of took the executive decision to just be like, nah, we're not gonna do it. We're gonna just hold off, because there was still some stuff I really wanted to do and involve as well. But I just held it off. And so literally that whole putting out the videos after was basically because I had to kind of put this event on hold. So everyone that wanted to come, that paid their money, I said, all right, check out some of the rehearsals, know that when we do come back, this is going to be dope. So when people saw the videos, they was kind of like, yo, I can't wait for when this actually happens. So,
no, it sounds like a good idea, man. And I mean, you're telling me that the tickets are all gone now, but I'm hoping maybe you might have to do a part 2 or 3 so I can get ones and get in there, because that sounds like it's going to be heavy, man. So like you guys have got like 2 albums out, an EP. And I know you released your debut single, I think it was 2016, I believe it was, the Afro single. So I've got 2 questions for you. The first one is, I know you got the recently released the EP, Empowered by Life. So explain what, firstly, you know, what is meant by the Empowered by Life thing. And secondly, you know, why 20 tracks on the Focus Deluxe? Because that is just like something that you don't see. So yeah, tell me about those 2 things.
So Empowered by Life was a project, and people think I'm lying when I say this. It was all the songs that I wasn't going to release. I wasn't going to do anything with. They was just written songs that I had there, and I thought, nah, these are just songs that are never going to go out. And I was speaking to my boy Warren King, and he has this platform called Living Room Sessions. And he was like, I want you guys on Living Room Sessions. And I said, yeah, that's cool. And then he was like, oh, I want to do like a project with you guys. And I was like, yeah, that's cool as well, kind of thing. He's like, what do you have? And it was no way a disrespect. I just said, you know what, bro, there's some stuff that I plan on doing nothing with. And he's already started these Empowered by projects. He done one with Jason Nicholson Porter and a few other people. And I thought, yeah, like we could do it. And he said, we just make it an EP. If it does really well, we can look at like, you know, doing an album later on down the line. And I said, okay. So I basically just sent in these tracks that I was just like, we're not going to do nothing with them. So if anything, like, and we can spin these and these can sound like, you know, something we can put out, then yeah, let's roll with it. Lo and behold, I sent him the tracks, and I produced like the tracks and I sent them to him. And obviously I'm not like a producer. I just kind of get the thought in my head, put it down in Logic, and then send it off. And he was like, yo, he was like, yo, these are dope. Like, and I was just like, cool, like, let's see what we can do with them. And originally it was meant to be, I think, 3 tracks. And then it moved on to another track, and then another track, and then it was just like, all right, cool. So I'm sending these tracks. He put these tracks together. I got a couple guys, and the studio. People like Gozzy, Curtis on guitar, and like these guys like just sweet up the track, like genuinely sweet up the tracks. And when the tracks came back to me, I was like, yo, this is dope. Like, this is absolutely dope. So he was like, originally the project was going to be called New Yearville.
Okay.
And I had a whole kind of hairs and who's kind of imagery in my head. So we was going to get people like the background of it, like the book was meant to have like the baker and get one of the members as the baker. Like, so it was meant to be this whole kind of concept, but literally the time just wouldn't permit us to do it. And we was just like, you know what, we need to get this out now, before, sooner rather than later. And literally put that together, went to his house, recorded everything in his house actually, and lo and behold, I think 2 days before it was meant to, upload it, I said, yo, Warren, like, we have to, I want to change this out. I want to change this title to Life. And because there was so much things in the whole project that was just about life. Because a lot of people was very much like, even now people's like, it's not like your usual sound, like your church sound. And I'm like, I'm away from that now. Like, I'm not that I'm away from church. Don't think that. Just like the sound of New Year, there's so much different sounds and there's so much different things in New Year that make us New Year. I didn't want to just stick to one thing. So this Empowered by Life project was totally different. So when people heard it, it was like, yo, like, this is like going somewhere else. Like, Super Best Friend, Save Me. They was like, yo, like, this sounds totally different. And I'm,
you know what, it's kind of weird that you're saying that, because I'm thinking of obviously Empowered by Life. When I first heard it, I knew that the sound was completely different to like your sounds on the Focus Deluxe. But if you've seen Volney Morgan and New Year live on stage, you already know that they're not a group like any other group anyway. You know, you guys are already like breaking down barriers and doing things in a completely different way. So even though I saw that the Empowered by Life was a completely different sound, it didn't surprise me that you guys were coming to something different. Because even when you look at the tracks on the Focus Deluxe, again, some of the tracks are not what you'd expect from a typical kind of choir. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a completely different vibe, style, you know, the way the music is flexing is completely different. So Empowered by Life, for me, was like, this is great. But it wasn't unexpected, because I thought, it was more like I'm waiting on the edge of my seat to think, okay, what they're coming with next, because there's always something different dropping from you guys. But in terms of the 20 tracks on there, why? Why not 2 albums or maybe like 3 EPs or?
So with regards to Focus, when we done Focus and having the whole 20 track vibe, which again people thought like, yo, like, we went to the live recording, there was a lot of songs, and I was just like, cool. So I spoke to that project I done with Adrian Moore, I done it with Ace, and literally we was like, after we done the whole project, he's like, yeah, we can't release all 20 tracks because today's music world doesn't listen to 20 tracks. We do not listen. We hardly listen to 10 tracks, to be honest. The only way you would listen to 10 tracks is if they run like back to back, and it's like a whole body of work where it kind of feeds into the next. So our whole vision behind it was, you know what, we're going to release this Focus this year, and then the next year we're going to release Focus Deluxe. So we've got 2 different year stamp dates. So I think we released Focus in the latter part of, I think it was 2016, and then Focus Deluxe in 2017. And it was just to get that stamp. So when you look on iTunes or whatever, you see one was done in one year, one was done in the other year. And what it was is that we had too many songs. So we thought, okay, put out these 10 songs, and they were bangers. They were actually bangers. But we was like, no, we still got like other songs that needs to go on to the deluxe, like What a Mighty God feature like Michael Stampley, and we had extra parts of the live recording that wasn't on the first part. So we thought, we're gonna throw that in and just like put some throwback tracks that we done at the live recording. So we solely done that because we knew people wouldn't be able to take in 20 tracks all at once. Even now, I remember posting a song on Instagram, and someone's like, "Oh my days, I love this song. Like, when does it come out?" I was like, "It's already out." And they was like, "Oh, what project?" And I go, "Focus Deluxe." And they literally went to Focus Deluxe and was like, "Hold on, I thought that Focus Deluxe was just like a kind of remix of the first album." I go, "No, Focus Deluxe is those songs plus 10 more songs."
Yeah.
And that's where people was like, "What?" Like, and I said, "Yeah, that night we put in work." That live recording, we put in work. And when it came to like putting out Focus and Focus Deluxe, people, the ones that did go back and buy Focus Deluxe, they were like, "Yo, like, this is where the true bangers are." Especially those that have been following New Year for like the whole 13 years. They would have heard like stuff like Fade Away and going back to stuff. We wrote some old songs and we didn't sing them until later on, which is like the one we had Siobhan and Oricon. For they hung him high and they stretched him wide and they even pierced him in his side. You Are Worthy, that's it. So we've done all of these songs like from when Premier Gospel got us to do Volney Morgan and New Year Live in central London. So we had songs from way back there, and it was literally a thing where it was like, "Yo, like, let's bring them all out." So we done that, and listen, it flew, man. It flew.
No, it definitely flew, man. I mean, like, you got the Focus album coming out, and then when I got that, like I mean, for me, I'm one of those people, I'm very skeptical when it comes to music anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I will boldly say that if someone drops an album, unless the whole album is good, generally I'll find maybe 2 or 3 tracks on there, and after a while, what I do is I'll skip to those tracks.
Yeah.
I could honestly say that Focus was the first album where I listened to the whole album and was like, this is bad. This is some good stuff. And what really caught me by surprise was the fact that you dropped the Focus album, and most artists, they will drop an album like that, and then they could literally ride on that album for like a year, 2 years, just like singing all the songs they're touring and stuff like that. But you guys literally gave us another 10 songs.
Yeah.
And then I found that after a while, because one thing I always tell artists is when you see you going out, create a set. You have your song that you're going to sing, that you go out and stuff like that. But then when the Focus Deluxe came out, it's like, well, I was used to that. Okay, I know what their set's going to be like. Now the Focus Deluxe, I don't know what songs are coming. There's 20 tracks they could choose from at any moment. Yeah. And especially, you know, when God just decides he's going to lead by the Spirit, that definitely means that there's any of those tracks that's going to just drop. But guys, you know what? We're going to let you guys listen to the debut single that also features on the album. The track is called After All by Volney Morgan and New Year. Enjoy the track.
I want you to put your hands together. Give the person next to you a high five and say, "After all I've been through, I still got a reason to give God praise." Sick and tired of being in the same position. Time is winding down. Come on out and get it. It's never ever. Come on and pick up. He did it for me. Listen. Though he slay me. Come on, lift up your hands. Lift up your voice. What he has done.
So Volney, that was After All, your debut single. And you actually sung that one at the BBC Prom in 2016, was it?
Yeah.
That was actually a massive song. And since that time, you guys have gone on to win a MOBO and sing it as well as at the MOBO Awards and the UK Entertainment Awards. How have you found that your, I don't know if association is the right word, but your involvement in these things and your success in these particular companies has changed the direction or opened doors for you in the group?
If I'm honest, I feel like they definitely have opened up doors. They definitely have allowed people to kind of turn their attention our way. But to me personally, winning like a MOBO award and all these different awards, I feel like it was more of a thing where it was recognition.
Yeah.
And when I say recognition, when you do this for, again, as I said, I've been doing this with New Ye for like 13 years. I've been still in music from before that. When you've been doing something for so long, it's good when you can get recognized for the hard work that you put in.
Yeah.
And I feel like, to me, that's what it was. And it was very much a thing where it's like, once we won the awards, we was like, all right, that's it. We don't have to do nothing more to prove ourselves. But it really and truly, it was very much a thing where it was like to say, you know, we can do it and we've done it.
Yeah, yeah.
And for your country and for your community to recognize you and honor you for your hard work, I think that's what the awards mean to us, is recognition. It doesn't mean that we're better than anybody else. It doesn't mean that, I remember hearing someone go, yeah, so now your fee goes up. I go, that's hilarious. But the truth of the matter is, we've been doing this for a long time. Yeah. So when you think back to going to places like Birmingham and they put you last on the set and they know it's hitting 1 o'clock in the morning and you still got to drive back home.
Yeah.
Like all of this, like you think of all of this when you look at like the awards and stuff like that, the very fact that, you know what, it wasn't all in vain, but more than that, that wasn't the pinnacle. The awards were never the pinnacle. Yeah, the awards was just something to remind us of what we've done. But the true reward is when we see lives change, when we see supporters be like, yo, like there's this lady, and every time I post, I need you on social media, she finds her way in the comment section without fail. And her story behind it is powerful. She said that was the song when she was I forgot what she was suffering with, but basically she got her full healing. I think I'm not sure if she had cancer or something, and she said that was the song that ministered to her and brought back her belief. Yeah. And literally she was healed, and she said she's been healed ever since. And now every time she sees that song pop up, she's like, she's like, this is the song that gave me my full healing. And it's things like that that really blow my mind and really bless me. Young people that's just been like, yo, like I was planning on going wild and reckless. And I remember being at an event and you guys ministered and I was like, no, I can stay in church. If church is gonna be like this, I can stay, because I see that there's something that other young people can do, and it inspires young people to be themselves, to be creative, and not just be in one lane when it comes to music. You can do music, you can do the arts, you can preach, you can be a prophet, you can do all of these things and nothing's wrong with it. And nobody has to be that one single thing where it's like, you know, when it's like church and that's like, look, you can either be a preacher, a praise and worship leader, or be an usher. Like those are the three jobs. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it opens up so many avenues when you see someone like New Ye, and you see them not just on the platform but also behind the scenes. It's like, what do you do? Oh, I'm actually a youth pastor at my church. Yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different things. So yeah.
Do you know what? I've got two questions to ask on the back of that. Not questions I had scheduled for you actually, but I think it's important to ask anyway. The first one is in terms of the whole, like you mentioned about, you know, it's more of the recognition of the hard work that you're doing. And I'm a very big believer in the fact that God rewards those which are faithful to his work. So hearing you say that, the first thing that came to me as soon as you said that was literally that it's also I also see it as God acknowledging, saying, God, you guys have been faithful, and I want you to know that I've seen this, what you're doing. So it's almost like, because everything happens for a reason, whether it's like, you know, secular, in the kingdom, whatever it is, you know, you guys receiving it, everything happens for a reason. And I definitely believe that, for my opinion anyway, that you guys receiving those awards, yes, there's recognition out there, but I almost feel like it's like God saying, you guys have been faithful, and I'm seeing the work that you're doing. I want you guys to be recognized, kind of thing. So, you know, it's a powerful thing, man. And the second thing I want to ask is, like you said, you guys, like a young guy, you've made, and you're showing that you can do this. How have you found it? I mean, okay, if I give an example, for me, I started off in the music as doing hip hop and rap. And very much so at the time in the church, it's like hip hop, rap.
Yeah. What?
I was saying, what? Yeah. And, you know, the churches that, you know, we used to visit, a lot of the time was those churches where, you know, the sisters used to wear those big hats and the guys got their shirts. So it was serious things. So there's a group of us, 4 boys, doing rap on the stage. It was hard, man, just being received. So in terms of you guys being such a young group, especially starting from so young, how did you find it in terms of dealing with the church and the various churches, in terms of how dynamic you guys are? Because you guys give a lot of energy on stage as well. So, you know, how did you find dealing with that? What, you know, the kind of challenges you might have come across?
You always had 2 types of people. You always had 2 types of people. You had the types of people, especially in the church, you had the types of people that was like that ain't God. Like, straight up, nah, that ain't God. And it was almost like, what do you tell young people? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, they're in the flesh. And I was kind of like, okay, cool. And I understand, because what we were doing wasn't normal. It wasn't common. We was jumping off pulpits. You
were definitely jumping off pulpits.
Stages, not the actual pulpit where people rest their Bible. No, we were jumping off. I remember one time we done an event, and one of our tenors, like, there's a point where I normally just say to the choir, just go crazy. And I remember one of my tenors jumped out, done a backflip, done another backflip, jumped back into the tenor section. And as crazy as it looked, I was like, well, and we was going, and people's faces were like, what?
Yeah.
And some people was just like, no, these guys are absolutely crazy, but they saw where it was coming from. They saw where the praise was coming from. And this brings me to my second type of people that I love. These were the people that was just like, I love the way they worship. I love the way they express themselves in worship. Because remember, worship is not a slow song. Worship is not, you know, we always have reverence, but the look of reverence may look different with everybody. Just because I'm not moving in slow motion doesn't mean I'm not reverencing God. But the very fact that my heart posture is, God, I'm giving you everything. I realize without you, I can't do this. I realize without you, this is not possible. So I'm giving you praise. I've seen people in wheelchairs. There's a guy at Rex City Church, right? He's on the dance team, but he's in a wheelchair, and he's doing whatever he can do with the limbs that can move to give God praise. Yet still, some of us want to just sit down and just be like, no, when my favorite song comes on, when my favorite hymn plays, or when, like, that's when I'll get into it. And I was like, nah, like, God, whatsoever you give me, I'm going to express the way I know how. And that's why we praise the way we do. That's when we was younger, it was also a thing where it was like, you have to remember, we was trying to stay far away from the things that we knew if we got dragged into it, we wasn't coming back to church. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't trying to be double standards. We was trying to genuinely be in church and really give our praises, number one, but number two, give the young people something that will capture their hearts and let them feel like, you know what, I can praise God in this place. I can be, we always refer to David when the Ark of the Covenant comes back, and it was the joy. And a lot of people say like he just stripped. No, he didn't just strip. He was in a place where he worshipped and praised so much, he didn't care about the surrounding people that was watching him. He couldn't give a 2 hoots. He was like, listen, even his own wife was just like, all right, you're making us look embarrassing now. And he was like, this ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? So when we're praising, it's not for you. You know what I'm saying? It may look like a show onto many people, and it may be entertaining to many people, but understand the place where it comes through is passion. So yeah.
Wow, man. I mean, I can definitely testify to seeing you guys on stage giving that passion, man, and the whole jumping off the stage. I think I've lost count of how many times I've seen you jump off the stage. So it's like, listen, it's like complete praise, man, and that's an amazing thing to see, especially like you said, coming from young people. And I think it sets an example to other young people as well to say, listen, if you're going to do this, just give it all. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't hold back. Just give it all completely, and seek ye first God, and everything else will just come.
His righteousness,
and everything will just come straight after. And guys, that leads us to the next track we're going to be playing from Volney, Morgan and New Year. This one is called Seek Ye First by the group. I actually love this music video to this one, actually. So guys, you're going to get to see it as well. Those of you watching on YouTube, Seek Ye First by Volney, Morgan and New Year. Let's get it.
Can we do that again?
Once more with feeling.
About the story, how we gave his life. Oh, glory, how we gave his life for you and me, on Calvary.
So that's the simple story. Let's jump with it, New Year. Let's go. Seek ye first.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all his righteousness. Everything shall
seek
be
ye
added
first the
after.
kingdom of God.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Everything shall be added after.
Every little thing.
Everything shall be added after.
I guess that's every little thing.
Oh, seek his face. Oh, seek his face. Oh, seek his face.
Every little thing.
Everything shall be added after. Everything shall be added after.
Now's a good time to praise him.
Now's a good time to praise him. Lord, you are the source of my strength. Yeah.
My heart is filled with joy.
My heart is filled with joy. Lord, you are the greatest forever.
Lord, you are the greatest forever.
Lord, you are the greatest forever.
Oh,
Seek his face.
if we just seek him.
Seek his face. Seek his face. Lord, you are the greatest forever.
Lord, you are the greatest forever.
Lord, you are the greatest forever.
You may ask me why I go crazy.
You may ask me why I go crazy.
I know why I go crazy. What's wrong with you though?
It's because it's been there for me. Yeah.
So I run, skip, jump.
So run, keep jumping to my plan.
Drop it down.
Mom. Lord, you are the greatest forever.
Lord, you are the greatest forever.
Lord, you are the greatest forever.
Singing you are the greatest. Come on, if you really believe it tonight. You are. Sing it with us. You are the greatest. You are. Yes, you are the greatest. Really working out for you. Yeah. The
Volney, it's time for
Yeah.
us to have a bit of fun up in the place now.
Come on.
So, I've got a quiz here that I'm gonna get you to take part in, and all it is I'm gonna give you like some lines in songs that you've written, and you're gonna tell me what song it's from.
Oh Lord,
Yeah?
here we go.
So if I say to you, I'm gonna lift my hand in praise, automatically you know it is.
After all,
There
like,
you go.
no brainer.
Now, hopefully these ones are not going to be as easy as that, but let's go. Let's see what you come
I
up
know they're not going to be as easy. I bet they're not even things that I've even said in the song as well.
with. I've tried to keep it a couple that you've said, man, but I shouldn't have even said that because that might give it away a bit. But let's
cool.
see.
Cool.
Okay,
I'm ready, I'm good.
I'm just going to do the random. Let's see.
Okay.
I just can't explain how his love reached down within.
Worship medley.
No.
Wait, I just can't explain. Somehow.
No.
I just can't explain. I just can't explain. Oh gosh. This is terrible. I just can't explain how his love. And this is all from Focus Deluxe.
I didn't say that. I just said something that you've written.
see this I just can't explain how his love reached down within. I don't know.
All right, that one is Life.
I was
Shani.
about to say Life.
Yeah, that's
Literally,
Shani.
I was just about to be like Life. Oh, all right, cool. I'm ready.
All right, next one. You ready? It's just a couple words of this one.
Okay.
No, I won't be afraid.
Okay, I know this one. No, I won't be afraid. No. Oh, Fight This Battle.
Yep, there you go. Fight This Battle.
Yeah.
That one, see, I know he's going to get that one. This next one, it should be easy.
Okay.
Lift up your voice for what he has done.
Oh, After All.
I see. I know I shouldn't have put that one on the list,
No,
man.
that's
I
fine.
should have
That's
taken
good.
that one.
We need more of these. That's fine. That's fine.
All right, this one here. From the earth to the cross, you are holy.
Oh, now see, this is crazy because now that is actually a separate song to the actual song that it's on, but we merged them for the purpose of that project.
Yep.
So it's going to come under Superman.
Yep, Superman it is.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. I feel like Peter going underwater.
Oh, Save Me. Don't play with me.
Okay, that's just too easy, man. I need
Don't
to get
play
back
with
on
me.
this one,
Listen,
man.
That sentence right there, was just, when I was writing that track, I was just like, that's where I felt I was in that season where I was like stepping out in faith and just being like, yo, like, God, I feel like I'm sinking. And yeah, so that feel like Peter going underwater. Yeah. That's the best.
Because I don't know the backstory to that. I don't know how.
That's cool. No, that's fine. That's fine. We need more of those.
No, we don't need no more of them. All right, this one here. Pictures say 1,000 words.
Pictures say 1,000. He will take care of me. It says he'll take care. Is it? Wait. That's the title, right? He will take care.
No.
He cares.
He cares. That's the one. Yeah, there we go.
I'm rewriting my song title.
Okay, last one then. Lord, you are the source of my strength.
Oh gosh, that's hard. Lord, yeah. Oh, Seek Ye First.
Seek Ye First. Wow, so you got the ball, man. I think that's all.
Just the first one. The first one I blundered on. It's all right though. God understands.
You pretty much got all of them. That's crazy. All right, cool. Next time I have to come with something a bit harder, man. Don't worry, I'll get you.
I came prepared, man. I came prepared.
I got to ask you this random question now as we begin to start tying up the interview. What is the most pointless purchase you've ever made?
An air fryer.
Explain the story behind that one.
I've got like this. I used to have this I think it's an 8-in-1 cooker. You can fry in it. Oh, by the way, I love cooking. So you can do, because people's like, air fry, why has he gone to food? I'm a foodie, I love cooking. Trust me, ask my wife. I've got this 8-in-1 compact cooker where you could do frying, you could do baking, you could do whatever, just all this stuff in this one thing. It broke my heart, because that was my thing in the kitchen. That was my main thing in my kitchen. So then I thought, I need to replace it. And then what happened was, I done fries. I would normally do fries in this big old story, you know. I would normally do fries in this 8-in-1 cooker, but I didn't. It broke, so I had to do it in the Dutch pot. I know, the Dutch pot.
I was gonna say.
So I done fries for my son in the Dutch pot, crispy fries, nice as well. Trust me, I'll do it for you one day. When what happened was, I left it on. Obviously, it's the Dutch pot. It's not like the thing fry. So once it gets a certain thing, it doesn't cool down. So I left it where it came back, took off the lid, and the whole house filled with smoke.
Wow.
And lo and behold, that was how I got my accident with my burns. I don't know if you ever saw my burns. Because basically hot oil went on my 2 arms, and literally they had to peel my skin off.
Yeah, man.
And, yeah, I'm sorry. I know you lot wasn't wanting this for the interview, but
we
that's what happened. I
that.
still even got like little marks. It's better now. If you go to my Instagram page, you'll see where
it was crazy
how
before.
it really looked when it first happened. It was terrible. So then I said, you know what? I need to stop doing this whole like Dutch pot. I need to replace it. And someone was like, "Oh, get an air fryer." And I was like, yeah. Looked up the air fryer, researched the air fryer, got the air fryer from Tesco's, one of those big Tesco's. Excited, gassed, ready to use the air fryer. And then I put, what was it? I done the wings or something and fries. And they was dry. I was like, this air fryer thing is terrible. I went right back to Tesco's and was like, yeah, I'm going to need my money back. That'd be great. That was a waste of money. I can't even remember how much I paid for it. All I know is it was a waste of money.
I must say, you must be the first person I've ever heard say that they cooked fries in a Dutch pot.
Yeah. But listen, trust me, I got the tips. I got the tips for you. Trust me.
All right. And I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to expect to taste these fries Dutch pot made.
With a little peri salt. Don't play with me. I'm ready. I got this. You're going to call me boss, man. Trust me.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that. We'll see, man. We'll see. All right, Volney, where can the guys... well, before I even get to that, what are you guys planned for 2021?
So 2021, there's so much happening. This year was really about, God had me really just give my time to church. So a Live Seat Church. For those of you that don't know, I am a pastor. I do pastor a church called the Live Seat Church. You can check us out at Live Seat Church UK or www.alivecityuk.org. And that's where God had me really give my time to. I normally sometimes alternate between, God will have me alternate, like 1 year would be specifically to ministry, whether it be in my church, and the other year would be to the other ministry, which would be New Ye. Obviously now I'm a pastor. God hasn't had me put down New Ye. We bless the Lord. But he is allowing me in 2021 to really extend and do some more things with New Ye. So I'm excited about that. So starting from the crossover, we normally do, you already know this, Marx.
Yeah.
We normally do like a New Year's tour. And obviously we're in lockdown. But we thank God for pre-records. We are actually still doing our New Year's tour. We're meant to be at the Ark. And we're meant to also be at Worship Tabernacle this year, and also New Testament Church of God, Willesden. Okay, so yeah, you'll be able to catch us at these places for our crossover tour. It's going to be dope. So for 2021, we're working on our project, which is crazy because we're not going to actually do the project that I said we're going to do, which is
the poetry one.
Yeah, the poetry and harmony one,
okay.
Unfortunately. But I feel like we're moving into the realm of going back to do our next album, which if you haven't heard Bless Your Name, which I'm sure Marcus will be playing maybe at the end. I don't know.
He's giving away my business to the people.
Oh, no, sorry, my bad. Remember, you did not hear nothing from me. But yeah, we're working on some stuff. We've kind of not released 2 songs, but we've been singing them just to get the feel of them and seeing what they're doing in the earth. And God has really just been touching these songs. So Bless Your Name and also I Will Not Fail has been quite a success, and the songs ain't come out yet. And normally I do it that way on purpose because I like people to really let the song minister to them before they go out and buy it. And also give them that itchy feeling of, listen, I can't wait for it to come out so I can buy it. So that's where we're moving into 2021. Expect a project, God willing, from Volney Morgan and New Year. We've been on our break for a while now, so we're ready to get back into it. So that should be good.
No, that sounds amazing, man. I'm glad you guys are actually still doing your New Year's tour as well, because like you said, I already know, most of the times I'm touring on New Year's Day, and I'm always going to Volney Morgan and New Year somewhere.
Listen, when it's me, you, Chris, when we're like crossing paths.
That's the one.
Always. I think that was like, what was that? That was the last time I saw you. That was like...
that was like, was it Birmingham? Or no, I can't remember. It might have been the Ark.
I think we done 2 places, actually.
Yeah, back to back.
We done East London somewhere, and then I think we was meant to do Birmingham. No, I'm sure we done Birmingham together as well.
I think we did. Yeah. Was it the Ark, and then we went straight to Birmingham after? I can't remember now.
Yeah, so it was dope.
Dope.
So that should be good.
All right, so where can the people find you guys online?
So you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on Facebook and YouTube. Instagram, you can find all of Volney Morgan stuff under just my name, Volney Morgan. All of New Year stuff under VM and New Year, NEWYE. You can find Alive City Church stuff under Alive City Church UK. On all platforms, check us out and be blessed, man. I pray that we're blessing the people that are following, watching, and really making change in the earth.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you should also give a mention to Bridge Gospel, man, because you guys are doing some great work with that as well.
So Bridge Gospel, I love promoting artists, I love promoting friends, I love promoting people that don't really get a chance. I know what it feels like to come up in something and feel like everybody's kind of hiding you, or nobody wants to like bring your stuff out or help you. So I used to do it on my platform on Instagram all the time, and then God just placed something in my heart and said, be the bridge. And I started something called Bridge Gospel. So like what I would usually put on my page, I kind of just set up a whole page for it. So Bridge Gospel, you'll be able to check them out on Instagram. So if you're an artist that's like, yo, I want to like put my stuff out there, and it's really to bridge the gap between UK and Europe. One thing that I noticed is that America has America, and America is massive. They don't have to go from country to country, state to state alone.
And that's enough,
do you know what I'm saying? That's the industry in itself. I feel like our industry really, or our platform really can expand to Europe. Europe's really close to us, and that's where we really should be taking our music and taking our ministry around Europe. And for those people who feel like, does people in Europe listen to gospel music? Yes, they do. In fact, some of these people can sing 10 times better than us. Some of these people can play 10 times better than us. They are gifted out there in Europe. You're talking about Denmark, France, Poland. Like there's gifted people all around. I've got some amazing friends in Europe, and that's what Bridge Gospel is. It's basically to just bridge that gap, help people just to come over there, go over there, and help people from there to come over here. And that's where my heart is really. So that's the purpose of that. So it's not really like just an indoor thing where I'm just trying to just share artists with artists. That's fine. I'll still do that. That's my heart. My heart has always been more help where you can and stop talking about we don't have nothing. Let's come together. Let's build something together just by sharing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's key. And I think what you guys are doing is absolutely phenomenal. Opening up a platform to share with each other, to help people's music to go out. So shout out to you guys as well. You guys are doing phenomenal work. And I'm blessed to be a part of this and to be on this.
Well, thanks. And guys, like you heard Volney say, definitely check out Volney Morgan and New Year, as well as Volney Morgan, Bridge Gospel, and Alive City Church on those platforms. Hit those subscribe button, guys, to keep up to date with all that's going on. Now, Volney, you already gave it away before about the track, but it's all good. We still love you. We still love you. It's all good. Gonna end up this interview on the Bless Your Name track. Just before we do that, tell the guys about Bless Your Name, what it's about, and the new track, man.
Bless Your Name is again a song that it's in the title. We're just giving God praise, and we're blessing His name in the morning, in the evening, and even in the afternoon, or in the morning, in the afternoon. I've waited. Those are the lyrics in there somewhere, and it's just really just to say, in everything, we just give God thanks. We bless Him and we praise Him, because at the end of the day, it's our praise that's going to be used as a weapon, and that's going to change our circumstance.
Amen. Guys, you heard that one. Volney, so thank you so much for being a part of this interview today. We're going to sign out on this next track here. Guys, Bless Your Name by Volney Morgan and New Ye. Hope you enjoyed the interview, and subscribe, tune in to next week's one as well. Volney Morgan, New Ye, Bless Your Name. Here we go.
So listen, we thought we'd do a new song for you, and it goes a little like this. Here we go.
Who am I that you are mindful of me?
Come on.
Savior of this world calls me His own.
And if I were to die, I only gain this one thing. The Savior of this world calls me His own. The Savior of this world. Listen, I am yours. And you are mine. Saved by grace. I'll testify. And in my life, I'll lift you high. Hallelujah, Jesus. You ready? This is your part. In the morning, in the evening, and in the afternoon. When I'm happy, when I'm sad, and even when I'm blue.
I'll bless your name.
We'll bless your name. Come on, take it to the top. Here we go.
Who am I that you are mindful of?
Savior of this world.
Savior of this world calls me His own.
Say, I belong to Him.
If I die, I only gain one.
The Savior of this world calls me His own. The Savior.
Savior of this world calls me His own.
I am yours.
I am yours.
And you are mine, Jesus.
You are mine.
Saved by grace.
Saved by grace.
I'll testify.
I'll testify.
'Cause in my life,
I'll lift you high.
be glorified.
Glorified.
Use my life as an example, Lord.
I'll bless your name.
In the morning, in the evening, and in the afternoon. When I'm happy, when I'm sad, and even when I'm blue. Hey,
I'll bless
listen,
your name.
we'll bless your name.
Bless your name.
Come on.
I'll bless your name.
Hey, everybody come on in this house and bless the name with me.
Your name.
King of kings and Lord of lords, my everything. Come on,
I'll bless your name.
we'll bless your name. Come on, we'll bless your name. I'll bless. We'll bless your name. I'll bless. Hey, come on. Oh, this is where we get real loud. Come on. Hey, yeah. I'll bless. Yeah. We'll bless your name. Take it up. Put your hands together. Come on, put your hands together. Woo. Come on. I'll bless. We'll bless your name. Hey. Hallelujah, Jesus. Come on, wherever you are at home, bless the name of Jesus. Come on, wherever you are, bless the name of Jesus.